So to give you a sense of how much the Democratic Party is on Hillary Clinton's side, we have an amazing story from Counterpunch about what the different states, and I think most importantly, the DNC has done to funnel more money into Hillary Clinton's campaign. So let's go to the reporting here. They explained that in August of 2015, so last year, at the Democratic Party convention in Minneapolis, 33 Democratic state parties made deals with the Hillary Clinton campaign and a joint fundraising entity called the Hillary Victory Fund. The deal allowed many of her core billionaire and inner circle individual donors to run the maximum amounts of money allowed through those state parties to the Hillary Victory Fund in New York and the DNC in Washington. This is where you should pause and go, wait a minute, August 2015, did we have any voting yet on that by that date? Oh, no, we hadn't. Had we decided who the Democratic nominee was? Well, not only had we not decided back in August 2015, we still haven't decided. And we're deep into 2016. But back then, the DNC already made their decision. We're positive that Hillary Clinton's our nominee, or we want her to be our nominee, so we're going to actively funnel money to her campaign. All the other candidates be damned. And 33 state parties also go along with that for the Democrats. So let me give you more details. The idea was to increase how much one could personally donate to Hillary by taking advantage of the Supreme Court ruling in 2014 called McCutcheon versus FEC that knocked down a cap on aggregate limits as to how much a donor could give to a federal campaign in a year. It thus eliminated the ceiling on amounts spent by a single donor to a presidential candidate. So McCutcheon was a terrible, terrible decision. It put Citizens United on steroids and said you can give even more money as long as you give it to the party. And then in this case, they figured out, oh, I got it. There's still caps on how much an individual can give to Hillary Clinton directly. But what if we funnel it through the party? And we funnel it through the state Democratic parties? Bingo, let's do it. Again, if you were in a general election and you don't want to unilaterally disarm against the Republicans, I understand that. I wish that you would fight to get money out of politics, but you're not. You're using McCutcheon, which is a terrible decision, to get more money into politics. But again, I understand that if you're running against Republicans. But at this juncture, you have no idea who the Democratic nominee is. But the DNC has decided we don't care. We're with her. Bernie Sanders. No, of course, we're not going to put a thumb on the scale. We're just going to flat out say we're with Hillary Clinton. In fact, we're going to work as an arm of her campaign to bring more money to her. So this eliminates any doubt as to where the DNC stands. A little more details. Counterpunch explains, in other words, a single donor, by giving $10,000 a year to each signatory state, could legally give an extra $330,000 a year for 2 years to the Hillary Victory Fund. For each donor, this raised their individual legal cap on the presidential campaign to $660,000 if given in both 2015 and 2016, and to $1,320,000 if an equal amount were also donated in their spouse's name. So again, let me just break it down for clarity for you guys. Normally you can only give $10,000, but hey, wait, what if I gave $10,000 to each of the different state parties? Well, I can do that. And what if those state parties then took the money and just gave it back to Hillary Clinton? Hey, it turns out that's legal. Let's go ahead and do that. So instead of having a $10,000 cap, when I include my spouse, I have over a $1.3 million cap, as long as you're willing to launder the money. And it turns out these states and these Democratic parties, and especially the DNC, were more than happy to launder the money for Hillary Clinton, even before a single vote was cast in the primaries. So, from these large amounts of money being transferred from the state coffers to the Hillary Victory Fund in Washington, the Clinton campaign got the first $2,700, the DNC was to get the next $33,400, and the remainder was to be split among the 33 signatory states. With the scheme, the Hillary Victory Fund raised over $26 million for the Clinton campaign by the end of 2015. But as I explained, and they explained in detail in the article, that money then gets funneled back into Hillary Clinton's campaign. It's not like the states even keep it. So states like Montana, Alaska, et cetera, as I'll show you an example here at the end, they don't even get to keep the money. It just goes straight to Hillary. But they're like, yay, Hillary, we'll do whatever you need, right? Okay, and plus, there's one other benefit. Let's explain that. One could reasonably infer, they explained at Counterpunch, that the tacit agreement between the signatories was that the state parties and the Hillary Clinton campaign would act in unity and mutual support, and that the superdelegates of these various partner states would either pledge loyalty to Clinton or at least not endorse Senator Sanders. Not only did Hillary's multimillionaire and billionaire supporters get to bypass individual campaign donation limits to state parties by using several state parties' apparatus, but the Clinton campaign got the added bonus of buying that state's superdelegates with the promise of contributions, that Democratic organization's reelection fund. So you wonder why all the superdelegates went to Hillary Clinton? Well, this is among the reasons. One of the reasons is they're like, hey, listen, we'll get some of our billionaire donors to throw some money in your direction too, whether it's the state parties or the DNC, and then you guys could use that for your own reelection. Some of the bribes come to me. Okay, yes, of course, I'm with Hillary. Or at a bare minimum, I'm not going to say who I'm with. That's the best case scenario. Most of them just raise their hands right away. Hillary, Hillary, I'm with Hillary. Give me the money, give me the money, give me the money. Okay. Gee, I wonder why all these politicians decided they were going to support Hillary Clinton instead of Bernie Sanders. It's because Bernie Sanders forgot to bribe them. Okay. Silly Sanders. Okay, now let me give you an example of how it worked at the state level. The Alaska Democratic Party, in its end-of-the-year filing with the FEC, said it raised $43,500 from the Hillary Victory Fund, with $10,000 donations from Clinton friends and billionaires, including hedge fund manager S. Donald Sussman and Hyatt Hotel heir J.B. Pritzker, two of the several $10,000 donors to the Montana State Democratic Party as well. But in the same report, it said it transferred the same amount of money, $43,500, back to the DNC, a technically legal move that effectively obliterates federal limits on donations to the National Committee. And that's how we wash the money. And then by the time you hand it off to Hillary Clinton, it's all clean. That's called money laundering. Okay, now it's all legal because they legalize bribery, they legalize money laundering. As long as it goes to politicians, you can bribe them all they want. Now, another part of that was, wait a minute, these billionaires, what they really care about the Alaska Democratic Party or the Montana Democratic Party? No, that's all those same billionaires happen to give to Hillary, happen to give to these same, I mean, you get it. Of course it's money laundering. Of course it is, right? So, gee, I wonder which side the DNC is on. I can't quite figure it out. No, it ends here. It ends here. There's no more discussion about, hey, is the DNC biased? Of course it is. It already laundered money for Hillary Clinton before a single vote was cast. They work for Hillary Clinton. Okay, so share this with friends, family, anyone who doubts that the DNC is in any way neutral, right? Like, say, maybe they are. Maybe all those debates got scheduled at the times when they were least likely to be watched out of coincidence. It's not a coincidence. They've been working together the whole time. They try to schedule a debate before the New York primary, a very important primary. The suggestion from the DNC was, how about we schedule it at the same time as the National College Championship tonight on Monday night? Gee, I wonder why. Hey. You see, because it's not your Democratic Party, it's her Democratic Party. She owns it lock, stock, and barrel.